Last week, I was asked, how am I making a living as a notary? And then they backed that question up with, notaries aren't used that often. So really, how are you making a living that way? And so that got me to thinking about the majority of the population looks at notaries as someone they might use one time here or there when they buy a house. But the reality is we are an essential component to the everyday life or to our everyday life. And so today I'm going to share 14 areas where notaries are essential in everyday life. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Amber with Amber on Demand. If you're new here, I am the person you want to look at or watch if you want to learn how to start a business, grow a business, scale a business, and you want some practical ideas, some practical information on how to get yourself started. I also like to sprinkle in a little bit of lifestyle and have fun with it. And so if you're not yet a subscriber, don't forget to like, subscribe, and then share this video with someone else that you feel could find this information helpful. So let's get into it. The information I'm sharing with you today is to help you understand that if you are embarking on the journey as a notary business owner or a notary part-time, you have to understand that you're going to have to put in the effort to reach these different audiences or these different customers that require these type of documents so that you can keep revenue flowing within your business. Oftentimes when I am mentoring and coaching and talking with notaries or aspiring notaries, many of them are focused only on one thing, one skill, one niche in notary, which is usually loan signings. However, there are a plethora of other documents, niches, areas, industries that you can get into with your notary commission. And so don't limit yourself with just one or even two. Branch out, learn a new skill, learn what it is to really dive into other industries so that you can be of assistance and that you can bring value to another company. In pretty much every single industry that you can think of, there is a document or a formality where a notary is involved, required, or needed. And so let's get into the 14 areas where notaries are essential in everyday life. The first one we're going to talk about, simple, easy, is adoptions. All right, when a family chooses to adopt a child, whether it be in the United States or overseas in another country, there are documents that are required, like legal documents that are required, that need to be filed, that need to be handled. And guess what? Each one of those documents requires a notary. So for me, in my marketing brain, that tells me, okay, I'm wanting to market to family attorneys or attorneys that deal with adoptions. I want to go and market to adoption facilities or adoption service centers where they're handling adoptions, and ask them how I can provide value to them and their clients. That's number one, okay? And when we get into these 14, don't feel like this is it. This is just 14. We want to keep this video at a limit. I don't want to bore you with too many different industries that you could do as a notary or that involve a notary. But I do want you to use these 14 as a way to expand and further research. The second area a notary is used in everyday life is estate planning. What estate planning is when a client or a person communicates or works with an attorney to take care of their estate. They will be handling documents such as trusts, wills, medical directives, and anything that has to do with financial papers with the family. And so this is going to require a notary every single time. There are attorneys in firms that do work directly with mobile notaries, remote online notaries, to get these packages done, and it can happen all over. If you are a remote online notary, you can market to any person in any state or any attorney in any state. But if you want to do local, you can visit your local attorneys and talk and speak with them about their business, get a feel for what services they offer, and then provide value on how you can help them in their business. Every single person that fills out a trust, Okay, if they're transferring assets from personal to the trust, that's going to require a notary. There's so many aspects to estate planning where a notary is involved, and those packages usually are a great way to earn income in your notary business. It is very comparable, if not more, than a loan signing fee that you would get for completing a loan signing. The third way a notary is inserted into our everyday life is through real estate. So I mentioned this a little bit before, but a notary that handles real estate documents is typically referred to as a signing agent. Other terms are loan signing agent, notary signing agent, or closing notary. All of them are the same, and that really just means that the notary is educated, has additional certification, an additional background check, and they're well versed on how to walk a borrower through their loan package when they are buying a home, selling a home, refinancing a home, anything that has to do with real estate. A notary is going to be there. So whenever you are going out to market, you're going to be marketing to companies that deal with real estate. It doesn't have to just be a title company. It doesn't have to be just real estate agents. There's mortgage brokers. There's lenders you can market to. There's a whole plethora of people in the real estate industry that you can work with and add to their team when it comes to loan documents or real estate documents. Loan signing alone can bring in between $85 to $300 per hour or per closing, and that is such a wide span because it depends on where you got the order from. If you are getting the order from a signing service, well, the signing service is going to take a portion of your fee, and so your fee would be less. If you are getting the order directly from the title company or the closing attorney, then your fee would be more because you're getting the whole fee. Usually the fee that's listed on the settlement statement or close to it. That's why you'll hear myself and maybe other notary educators speak about how you can increase your revenue if you move on from using a signing service, then moving on to doing business directly with the company or the title company. When most people think of notary and having a business as a notary, this is the service that most people think about. Loan signing, just because it is been social media blasted and gone viral, but in reality, if you follow me and a few other educators, you will see that there are other opportunities within the notary industry to earn income. In fact, that is how I left my 9-to-5, my career as a counselor, and I am now full-time working in a notary business. Moving on to number 4, we have marriage licenses. In some jurisdictions, notaries can also serve as wedding officiants and finalize documents. So again, we all know that people are getting married every single day, especially when it's wedding season. Notaries that are also wedding officiants are killing it out there, staying booked and busy. There is a workaround if you live in a state where a notary themselves cannot act as a wedding officiant, such as myself in Texas, which I am credentialed to be a wedding officiant. However, being a notary doesn't allow me to do that. I had to take the extra step to get credentialed so that I can perform weddings, all right? But still, once you perform the wedding, you can still be the person to notarize the document and take care of everything else for the couple. And again, that can be very lucrative. Just ask some of the people in the notary community on our website or our group how well they're doing as wedding officiants only. Some of them only do wedding officiant and they're doing amazing things. Number 5 is going to kind of go hand in hand with estate planning, and that is medical documents. So sometimes there are individuals that do not choose to do a full estate planning with trust and wills, but they do want to get their medical documents notarized. And so again, this is everyday life. This is the whole purpose of this video. If you are working with retirement centers, senior citizen centers, or rehab facilities, then you'll know that you're constantly being called in as a notary to handle medical forms, medical directives, power of attorneys. This video is to help you think about where your marketing efforts would go into. So if you really want to do medical records, where are you going to market your notary business to, who deals with these documents every single day? If I could, I would be called out to 5 different retirement centers, hospitals, and nursing facilities in my area, but I just can't do that much. That's how much it's needed every single day. So that's one area that you'll really want to look into if you are wanting to expand in your notary business. Let's get to the next one. Number 6, we're going to talk about business documents. As a notary, you are able to notarize some business documents such as articles of incorporation or business leases. Now, all businesses don't require this, but there are some businesses that do want to include a notary in their business contracts. I've done quite a few of them. And then also, if the business is going to be in another country, then you can add on or stack the service of apostille. I can say that being a business owner, I now realize the impact of having things notarized for my business to make sure everything is in order. Should anything come up, or should I need to go and do a contract with another company or another business, we can exchange documents. They can see who was the witness. They can see all the things that went down. And that's because we did use a notary for that. So definitely market to new businesses, established businesses, and businesses that are working in other countries. The next one, number 7, is educational documents. Everybody knows someone that's going to school, in college, graduating, maybe going to school abroad. Well, notaries do have a place in that industry as well, especially if they are going to school abroad. A notary would be the one to notarize the transcript or take care of getting the transcript certified copied if it's allowed in your state, and then sending it off for an apostille. And so the marketing aspect of this would be to colleges and universities, college students, parents of college students, parents of high school students, the demographics of moms and dads in that industry who are getting ready to send their kids off to college. That is who you're going to want to market to for this type of niche or these type of documents. Number 8 on our list is motor vehicle documents. This is bill of sale, transferring of title, liens. And so this is basically what it means. Any document that has to do with the purchase of a vehicle, the sale of a vehicle, transferring ownership. In some states, there are documents that require a notary. Now, there are some states where it's not required, but however, if you are in a state where it's required or it's requested, then a notary is there to take care of that for you. Let's get into number 9, which are legal documents such as affidavits, deposition transcripts, power of attorney. These type of documents, again, you will see in everyday life, in any industry, in any demographic, age, any culture here in the United States. You're going to see these documents quite often, and depending on who you have business relationships with, you'll either see more of affidavits and power of attorneys, or you may see other type of legal documents. It just kind of depends on your marketing efforts and who you've built those relationships with and what kind of services they need and require. If you want to get more into doing legal documents, you're going to have to think about who drafts these type of documents. Where are they getting these type of documents? So power of attorney, again, you're going to be talking and contracting with attorneys. Affidavits can literally be attorneys or anyone. A random number of people that request me to notarize affidavits for them, and it can be for whatever reason. It really doesn't matter as long as all of the things are in place that a notary requires. However, it is still a legal document, so it could be used in court. It may be used just for their records, whatever. It might be used just for their attorney, whatever it is, as long as it's done the right way. It can be used if a notary has notarized it and done their part in putting the person under oath correctly. All right, we're almost to the end of the list here. Let's get into number 10, travel consents. In this instance, there are documents that a parent must fill out, complete, and have notarized should they have a minor that is going to either travel alone or travel abroad. And again, travel agencies are the ones that you'll want to work with on this. You can market this just in general on your Google business page, or if you're running Google ads, or if you have any flyers that you want to put up near travel agencies. You can market to even passport service agencies where the parent might get there and not realize they need this document filled out and notarized, that you're there on call, or you're working or contracting with that passport specialist or business to get that completed and taken care of. You can definitely look at adding travel consent forms as a service on your business page. Before you do that, I do recommend you do some research and background information on this subject so you're aware in case the person, parent, whoever it is, has additional questions. And it just looks more professional, and it gives the customer a more sense of trust if they ask you a question about it and you understand. This isn't like loan signing or filling out power of attorney where you are giving out legal advice. If they're just asking, should I get this document notarized because my son's traveling to X, Y, and Z by himself and he's only 8 years old, then if you've done your research, you would know that yes, there's a document required for that, and you can let them know. So it always pays to get that little bit of education so that you can understand how to answer those questions. All right, the next one, number 11, is bank forms. So this can go hand in hand with being a loan signing agent or not. There are some forms that are required, such as financial forms, and then like maybe refinance forms from a bank that you might get that need notarization. But again, today's video is on how a notary is inputted into the everyday life of a person, and having these financial documents and banking documents notarized is everyday life. Now, what you will find is that customers that sometimes assume that the bank is always going to have a notary on staff and open, they'll go there for notarizing their banking documents and they're unable to get it done. That is when they usually will call a mobile notary to take care of it for them. If you have a relationship with banks, you can be the on-call notary when their actual notary is not available or not there. I have 2 banks that I do this with where they have a notary on staff. However, that notary is not always available. And so, or they can't notarize certain type of documents that their customers come in with, then they'll call me or refer me to their client or customers. So it pays to definitely market to banks for those banking documents or those financial documents. Number 12 on the list are government documents. Notaries are typically hired or contracted out for the application of a passport or a visa or other documents like that. You will have someone call you and they'll say, my whole family needs to get our passport application done. Can you help? After you've definitely read over what you can and can't do as a notary in your state, you can reply. Most of the time you can help with those type of documents. You just need to understand and know the process. All right, make sure you learn for yourself. Don't just go off of what someone says you can and can't do as a notary. There are plenty of resources out there for you to research and read from your Secretary of State that will tell you what you can and you cannot do, or what you can and cannot notarize, or what you can and cannot assist with. And so when people ask me every time, what's my biggest advice and recommendation, it's always, always, always study your state laws, handbook, and understand what you can do in your state. Let's get into number 13, personal documents. Personal documents such as prenuptial agreements, divorce settlements, and child custody settlements are all going to fall into this category. Again, these are documents that a notary would help with on a day-to-day basis. The other niche I was talking about before was marriage licenses. Well, on the opposite end of that is divorce proceedings or settlements. And so those things also have to be notarized. Again, marketing for that's going to be with divorce attorneys, child custody attorneys, family attorneys, anyone that has to do with any of those type of documents is who you'll want to contract with, or at least do your marketing with, to build that business relationship. And the last one on the list are immigration documents. There are a few immigration documents that require notarization, such as sponsorship documents or an affidavit of support. Again, before you notarize these documents, you will want to do some research to understand the purpose of these documents, what they're for, before you start accepting appointments to do this. And again, always follow your state laws to understand what you can and can't do as a notary in your state. And that's the end of our list. I hope that can clear it up a little bit on how I can make it as a notary and still pay all my bills, have a lifestyle, take care of my kids, travel, and all of the above. It's because notaries are included in everyday life. Whether you realize it or not, a notary is required all day, every day. You may just not have had to have a notary other than when you got married or other than when you bought a house. But understand that there's a whole world of industries that require a notary every single day. And that, my friends, is why being a notary business owner is the way to go, in my opinion. I hope this video was valuable and you learned something new. If you have any questions or comments, please put them down below. I'm happy to respond back and get back to you. If you have additional questions beyond that, you can reach me at my website on www.amberondemand. I'm happy to get back with you. Don't forget to share this video with somebody else that might find this valuable, and I will see you guys at the next one. Have a great day.